Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osric501 and today I'm going to be showing you guys another gold farm spot. Now this spot is going to be in Drusvar and it's going to be around Aram's Stand, which is in this middle of the map, pretty much in the center of the mountains. Now this is going to be a mining and herbalism farm. It can be done with either or, but I would definitely recommend having a character that has both because that just massively, basically doubles the gold. Probably not exactly, but it basically doubles the gold. And I will show you guys the route I take. Now in this route, there are quite a bit of mobs that will be aggroing to you. There's resources everywhere, but a lot of the places where big clusters of resources spawn, there's a bunch of mobs around. But I'm going to tell you guys some items that you definitely should have, even just when you're harvesting anywhere. You should definitely look into getting a bunch of these items because even though they're decently expensive, they're completely worth it for the amount of time they save while harvesting. So the first one is coarse leather barding, which is a leatherworking item. You can buy them on the auction house. I think all these are around 1,000 gold on my server a piece. Now all these items last 2 hours and they don't fall off when you die, which is super nice, especially if you're going to be farming any of these in war mode. They don't fall off when you die, so that's super helpful. Plus the 2 hours makes them super worth it. Then you have mono hardened. Oh, the coarse leather barding makes it so you can't be dazed, which dazing slows you and knocks you off your mount. Unless you're a tank, then that can happen to you anyway. Then you have the mono hardened hoof plates, which this lets you harvest or interact with anything while on your mount. So basically for this farm you can mine while on your mount and you can herb on your mount. Any mount. You don't need the sky golem for herbing anymore. You can use whatever you want if you're tired of hearing the sounds of the sky golem like everybody is. Then you have the mono hardened stirrups, which increase your mount speed basically in BFA areas by 20%. Now also you're going to want to be using the Dark Moon Firewater, which increase your harvest speed by a lot. Now Dark Moon Firewaters do fall off when you die, but that really shouldn't be that big of an issue, even if you're doing it in war mode. You're not going to be seeing tons of people here, really. You could do it on either one you want. Some people say that having it on war mode, you're going to find less people because there's less people having war mode on to go harvest. Whichever one, I don't really think it's going to make that big of a deal. But basically all these items together just make you, you can't be dazed. You're harvesting while you're staying on your mount, so you have to keep remounting. You're going faster, you're harvesting faster. This actually adds a significant amount to the gold per hour you can make in any harvesting spot in BFA. So I definitely recommend investing in these items. So we're just going to go right into the gold per hour and what items you can get here. So the different materials you can get here are Winter's Kiss, Siren's Pollen, Moonlight Ore, Platinum Ore, Anchor's Weed, Storm Silver, and Star Moss. Now Star Moss can only be, the only place I found it is like one building that I go through when doing this route. It's where all the spiders are. So you don't get that much of that. You do go buy some water, so I think you can get some sea stocks, but that's not really that big of a deal. I didn't get any in an hour of farming, so you probably won't find any. But basically, my gold per hour for these, they're going to be the method where if you sell stacks on the auction house, 200 stacks, you're going to be able to sell for a lot more gold per item than if you put up like random single stacks. I made a video on this like earlier this week or sometime last week. Make sure to go check that out if you don't know what I'm talking about. That's basically the short of it. You sell stuff at stacks of 200 in the auction house, and you can basically make double, sometimes even more, per item. So that's the amount. Even though all of these, some of these maybe there's extras, maybe there's not a full stack. I'm still gonna do it as though I was selling it at a stack of 200 because that is how I'm selling stuff. I save up for 200 and then I sell it at the higher price, which can be massive. In terms of like Anchor Weed, it's over double the price and it sells. Like I just sold an actual stack of 200 Anchor Weed today for over 100,000 gold. It's kind of ridiculous how much people will pay extra for not having to go through and spend like an hour trying to buy stacks of one that someone put up for no reason. But the gold breakdown is Winter's Kiss. I made 38,000 gold from that. That is the main thing you're going to get here. that is the most volume you're going to get out of anything. Now I think these are a little bit cheaper than the rest of the herbs, but not by much. So 38,000 gold for Winter's Kiss. I get about 3,000 gold. Now these are rounded up, rounded down. I'm just rounding them so it's much easier, a much nicer looking gold amount, I guess. But Siren's Pollen, we got 3,000 gold. Now Siren's Pollen is actually the only herb or mine that can spawn basically extra mobs. So if you played in Legion, like if you harvest something, you'd have a chance to spawn like a basilisk from an ore, or like some mob from a plant or something like that, and you'd kill them and they give you like a good chunk of that material. Siren's Pollen currently in this expansion is the only thing that spawns stuff. It can spawn a hive of bees or a bee, and you can get, I think, up to 11 Siren's Pollen from one of those spawning and you killing it. So that's definitely nice, and definitely you want to look out for that, because sometimes you won't even notice it and you'll just run away and it'll despawn and you won't get the extra like 10 Siren's Pollen. Moonlight ore, we got 12,000 gold. Platinum ore, we got about 5,000 gold. Platinum ore has definitely been going up recently on my server, so definitely check the prices on all of these before you start doing this farm. Anchorweed, I got 30,000 gold. Now Anchorweed can spawn basically on any herb spawn spot. I don't think that's with Siren's Pollen or Star Moss, because those spawn on things. Siren's Pollen on trees, Star Moss on buildings. But with how much Winter's Kiss spawns around, you get a good amount of Anchorsweed from here. And Anchorsweed, like I just said before, I legitimately can sell these for 500 gold if I'm selling a stack of 200. Absolutely ridiculous amount of gold from Anchorsweed. Storm Silver, I got 10,000 gold. You actually get a lot of rich ore deposits around here, which is really nice, because Storm Silver ore is the most expensive ore. It's like 70 or 80 gold on my server, I think, a piece, if you're selling in stacks of 200, so that's pretty good. And they got 1,500 gold from Star Moss, because that's only from that one building, but you still do get a good amount of that. So that's around 100,000 gold. I'm going to round it up a little bit. It's like rounding up like 500 gold or something. But 100,000 gold farm, give or take, is definitely insane. Make sure to be selling these at 200 gold a stack. Don't be selling them in singles and stuff like that. You could try, or not 100 gold stacks. Make sure to be selling these in stacks of 200. You could try stacks of 100, but what I've noticed is the stacks of 200 people will pay even more for than the stacks of 100. So I just want to show you guys this gold farm spot. Let me know what you think about this spot. Like the video if you like it. Leave me a comment if there's any farm spots or any materials you want me to make a farm spot for next. Make sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.